So, what exactly does this mean for us Catholics? John Allen, editor of Crux, joins us now to break it down for us. And, John, one thing that really stood out to me was the revision that tells bishops and superiors they must punish someone guilty of an offense rather than they can punish. It seems like a small but significant change. Your thoughts?
Hey, Christina, I think it is, I think you're exactly right. I think this is a change of one word, but it's one word that tells the whole story. The revision of the Code of Canon Law, the last one we had was in 1983. It came after the Second Vatican Council. And it very much focused on the idea that we want to avoid punishment whenever possible. We want to be merciful and pastoral. And it therefore left tremendous discretion in the hands of bishops as to whether to launch legal procedures and impose punishments or whether not to do that. And in the time since, we have seen the disastrous consequences of that. And so now it is much more clear that bishops and other superiors are not simply able to impose punishment on crime, but they are obligated to do so. I think that's a pretty significant change.
Absolutely. And along those lines, among the 6 or 7 new crimes added, the code now contains a provision for the crime of failing to report abuse cases to the proper authorities. How is this different from 2019 when Pope Francis had already made reporting mandatory for bishops?
Well, it includes it in the Code of Canon Law. So, in other words, the law of the Church now reflects what was already the practice decreed by Pope Francis in his document Vos Estis Lux Mundi in 2019. It's been, of course, basically 40 years since we last updated the Code of Canon Law. There's a lot of edicts popes have issued in the meantime that had to be incorporated into this document, and this is one of them. In theory, it has now been 2 years since reporting has been the law of the land in the Catholic Church. This revision obviously is intended to reflect a new seriousness about enforcing that law, and therefore, Christine, the real question will be, going forward, are we going to see more of these cases? Are we going to see bishops and other superiors become more energetic about using the tools that have been provided to them to enforce this reporting requirement and the other requirements in the code?
Right, we'll have to wait and see. And the word minors is taken out of the new version. The crime of grooming has been added. Are these significant changes?
Well, the Vatican had already gone away in many ways from using the word minor because, of course, different cultures have different legal standards about what counts as a minor. And so that term had become a bit passé when you're trying to put together policy for a global church.
John Allen, editor at Crux, thanks for your analysis.
You bet.
If you're watching Currents News on YouTube, be sure to hit the subscribe button and click on the bell to get updates to all of our newest content, because we are putting your faith in the news.